Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar Hub. Today we re-diving into a topic that has stirred up a lot of conversation in financial circles. A major story has been making waves, one that people watching Iraq's economy are paying very close attention to, according to circulating reports from community sources. New information about the Iraqi dinar and the Central Bank of Iraq has surfaced, creating a noticeable buzz among currency watchers. According to rumor-based reports, a new exchange rate setup has been confirmed and is supposedly beginning to roll out. Naturally, this has become the main focus for longtime followers of Iraq's financial reforms. Many of the theories that have floated around for years about Iraq's monetary strategy now seem to be merging into this idea. Some are interpreting it as the start of a new chapter in Iraq's broader economic plan. For the rest of this discussion, we'll pull apart the reported system, what it is, how it's said to function, and where it fits within the bigger picture, strictly based on the information that's currently circulating. The part of the story catching the most attention is a proposed dual-rate system. If the reports are accurate, this setup would involve two exchange rates running side by side. The first would be the public rate, what you see on typical Forex listings, and what is used for regular transactions. The second, and the one creating all the excitement, would be a private contract-based rate. This secondary rate is described as something not meant for the general public, but reserved for high-level institutional deals and agreements that were arranged in advance. This idea of a two-tiered system is what everyone in the currency community is dissecting right now. To understand why people are talking about this so much, it helps to look at what a contract rate actually means. It's described in these discussions. It's not a rate available on the open market. Instead, it's a value that's pre-negotiated between specific parties for large financial transactions. The examples being thrown around include major infrastructure projects, government-to-government agreements, major oil deals, or institutional settlements. Reports suggest this contract rate is different from the public rate and is allegedly sitting at a higher value, which is why the conversation around it has become so intense. The chatter also revolves around what this could imply. The circulating narrative suggests that this private rate, if real, is being used internally at a stronger valuation than the publicly visible one. Some analysts see this as a transitional step, a sort of controlled test phase allowing Iraq's financial system to adjust internally before any broader move is made. Historically, internal adjustments like this have sometimes preceded public policy changes, which is why observers are paying close attention. To put all of this into context, Iraq has indeed been going through years of economic reform. This part is confirmed. The country has been working on modernizing and stabilizing its financial infrastructure. The new exchange rate rumors are appearing against the backdrop of Iraq strengthening its foreign currency reserves, with various official reports noting that reserves have reached high levels. At the same time, the country has been stabilizing its oil sector and rolling out a nationwide digital banking initiative. Along with this, the Central Bank of Iraq has been enforcing stricter anti-money laundering and know-your-customer rules. All of these reforms are real and documented. They're part of why the contract rate rumors are picking up momentum in discussion forums. This modernization push includes reported collaborations with major international clearing systems to make sure Iraq's digital financial tools meet global standards. In simple terms, Iraq has been working on updating and aligning its financial systems. The timing of these new rate rumors is seen by many commentators as intentional rather than random. The thought is that Iraq needed to complete these reforms before making any larger monetary changes, because the official progress is visible. Analysts are using it as a foundation for interpreting the unofficial reports. Added to all this are unverified claims coming from supposed U.S. financial insiders. These rumors suggest that certain major U.S. banks, like Chase and Wells Fargo, have been updating internal systems tied to foreign currency transactions. There's no public confirmation of any of this, and the sources are not official, so it's important to treat it carefully. The specificity of the rumors has kept them alive in online communities. These unverified reports mention updates to foreign exchange software, including new sections supposedly designed for contract trade verification. Analysts note that updating core banking software is no small task, which is why these claims sparked interest. The speculation is that such updates would only be made in preparation for a new type of transaction. Some rumors even claim coordination between U.S. banks and Iraq's central bank, allegedly to ensure compatibility if a new rate structure were to go public. Again, none of this is verified, but it's being connected to real steps Iraq has taken. Inside Iraq, there have been developments that people are now revisiting with new interest. Months ago, Iraq introduced a new 50 dinar banknote, which at the time didn't attract much attention. But in light of the current rumors, analysts are re-examining that move. Some now argue that smaller denominations often come into play when a currency is preparing for a shift in value. The reasoning is simple. If a currency were to suddenly become more valuable, high-denomination notes would become impractical for everyday purchases. A 25,000 dinar note would represent too much value at once. In that type of scenario, smaller notes would become essential. This is why some observers believe the introduction of the 50 dinar note and the continued use of the 250, 500, 1,000 notes might be part of larger preparation rather than a routine update. These notes would function as the bridge between the old structure and any potential future one. When all of these pieces are put together, the rumors about contract rates, Iraq's verified banking reforms, the introduction of smaller notes, and the claimed U.S. banking updates, they form a narrative that many analysts are now discussing. The theory is that Iraq might be taking a slow, structured approach to currency reform rather than making a sudden change. This would line up with what economists generally recommend, phased adjustments instead of abrupt shifts. Sudden reevaluations can disrupt markets, while gradual internal changes allow systems to adapt smoothly. In this narrative, the contract rate discussion represents an internal first step. Recent unverified claims go even further, suggesting that some major oil agreements may already be settling through this alleged private rate. If that were true, it would be a major development, as oil is Iraq's economic backbone. It would also suggest Iraq is starting to reduce its reliance on the US dollar. This, more than almost anything else, is why some analysts see the rumors as potentially significant. The idea behind this would be simple. If Iraq is confident enough to settle key contracts in dinar, it signals faith in its currency and its new financial systems. For decades, oil contracts have been almost entirely dollar-based. Any shift away from that would represent a major strategic move. Whether these reports are accurate or not, that's the reasoning behind why they've gained traction.